Good day. Hope everybody out there is having a good one. So, a genre we've been really looking into, and I've really fallen in love with, and been enjoying learning a lot about, is a style of genre of music called flamenco. It's a really the thing akin to it, or what they would call like finger style today, where there's a lot of moving around. Every single one of the digits are used. And although I have seen it played with a pick, most usually uh, the players are playing with all the digits. Now, there's been some key players, some that are still with us today, some no longer. One being Paco de Lucia really pushed the genre in in a direction, adding aspects and things that weren't typically with it, I guess, at the time. And it's one of them things where musicians will get flack for something, or artists will get flack for something at the time, but then hindsight, everybody's like sees the genius. And another key figure that was around the same time that pushed flamenco forward is a gentleman called Nino Miguel, or Nino Miguel. Um, this is him doing Bulerias. Um, so here we go. Here's Nino Miguel. I love that. I love keeping time. This is awesome. Buenos. The clapping is impressive. Effortlessly flowing. something else if you're getting tired by now. It's like 10 songs worth of song. I always like shoot down the neck more. Suave looking young man, huh? My arms are getting tired just that's just so... Is that? Those? Am I seeing that right? That's right off. Way cool. Yeah, clapping. That's like clapping level expert. And that's, that's one thing. Now I want to see if I can see what I was seeing. That's one thing that I really appreciate and love about this genre is percussion can be so simple yet intricate at the same time. It's like Um, even like simple and like tempo and just what's being used, just clapping and stomping your feet. But it's like when you get a few of them together and they're all doing it and they're all keeping like perfect time. It's just, and they're all like clapping in different, yeah, that's just awesome stuff. Now, I believe what I'm seeing here, these almost seem like steel strings, even though I know they make nylon strings that are silverish. These two strings look like what would be like old used guitar strings. And this all could just be the way the light hits things. I don't know. I know that it's awesome. And nonetheless, it sounded better. But it almost looks like, which other guitarists have done, is moving or using other strings in place of strings just to get a different sound. Like you could still tune, like, say, taking this middle string right here and using it as the E string, and then start, you can do those things. It'll have a different tone. Guitarists have, experimented and done stuff like that. But one of the things I really, want to talk about with this is, well, again, first of all, like the timekeeping in this is just, it's, yeah, level expert, because you can't, nowadays is, everybody's got click tracks and all that, in their head, and they play to a click and all that. And I remember for a while people considered that cheating. Now there's even backing tracks and all that. And this is straight on just him and some people clapping. And, and you start to like break down a song like this. And it's like, there is a lot to this. And it's like, it almost seems like impossible that all of this, it's like, is he making all this up on the spot? How does a song like this, get memorized? And, and I'll tell you, it's a rhetorical question, but, you break it down into pieces and then you start putting the pieces together. That's, always the way, I've learned, like with music, you don't just try to, plow through it and tackle the whole thing. You break it down into its pieces. Get that part right, move on to the next. Get that part right, move on, and then, before you know it, it's all coming together. But even with that in mind, this is just like, that's like, I could have cut this song right in half, and that would have been more than like, 5 songs worth of notes and melodies and chord progressions. I mean, for real. Um, let's, look at the young man here. And it's, I know he had a pretty sad ending, or had a pretty sad part to his life, um, that happens to a lot of musicians and artists and stuff. And I almost wonder if, because some of these people fall into certain types of addictions, alcoholisms and stuff like that. And I wonder if sometimes when you are this good and you are, this dedicated to your craft, that it's all your life is surrounded by. And, you know, s- some people need something to be able to separate from that or be somewhere different. And this is a common thing that happens, and it's something that we are getting better at spotting, or doing something about. But we still have those labels and industries out there that feed them whatever it takes to get them to go out there and make us money. And that still happens today. Don't be, yeah, disillusioned. They're all these big labels have all these look, they're all about the bottom line. And if it takes, some stimulants to get them to, to the bottom line, and that's the thing is, you start to get these people that are supposed to be taking care of you or looking out for you are actually the demons. And um uh and they don't necessarily care about you. They care about what you can do for them. And that happens so much in music. And we hear so many sad stories about so many stars that burned out too quick, and so many stars that just they had a long life but a long road of hell. And it's like at the end of it they might have redeemed themselves, but they lost a lot of themselves along the way. And I have seen some videos that I really didn't want to react to or talk about because I think it's more sad. But it was very impressive watching what this guy could do with, he had a piece of plastic in his hand that wasn't even a pick, and he didn't even have all the strings to the guitar. I think there was only like four, maybe five strings, but I think one of the strings that was broken was one in like the middle, so it was like, you know, uh, it was still extraordinary to see, this guy could blow minds with three strings, and that's the thing about, flamenco is there's just so much in it, and there's so much moving around. There's so many different chord progressions that, you know, in my, dumbed down way of playing the guitar, I see these chord progressions, like I see a little piece of it that could be, worked into like a whole song. And there's, these are just fleeting seconds and moments, that just fly right by. And there are so many like flamenco songs that, you know, I did a video, and now I'm not saying piano players can't, play flamenco songs, but piano players, have access to all the octaves. They have, a little bit more of, but even, I've watched Paco songs where piano, a pianist is like keeping up with it. And it's like, you can tell they had to practice this a lot to do it. And even an expert piano player, I mean, this is stuff that, they have what you call spot readers, spot reading. These are the people that get jobs filling in orchestras because or they become session players, or they go on tour to be session players because they can spot read music and play it while they're reading it. So whether that be on guitar, whether that be on a woodwind instrument, um, whether it be on any kind of strings, being able to read the music, keep the tempo that it's supposed to be, and play it as you're reading it. That's why they call it spot reading. This is very, talented. I know people that, can do this. I am not one of them. I For me it takes me a few runs through a song, but once I got it, but but yeah, this really does highlight though, like just the the simplicity and the intricacy that come together to make this. It's like you feel like there's more than just one guitar player and three people clapping. It's just like, even though that's what you're seeing and that's what you're hearing, although on the guitar end of things, it feels like you're hearing like two or three guitars playing when there's only one of them up there. Um, and I know that, because of reasons, you know, his he didn't get as much uh, fame or whatever. He's still recognized and respected and all that in the flamenco community. And I would like to get a playlist together of him. I have another song that I've picked up from him, and he's just, there's very few people that I would, say that are at the Paco level. And, this is one of those people that can sit beside Paco, and not to say that there isn't, a lot of, people that can do that, but, coming from this time and this part of the era where it was being changed and pushed forward and evolved. And these were the key players that were doing that. And this was, one of them. And it's, you know, it's very neat to see, and it's very also neat to live in a time where you get to see in real time, in your lifetime perhaps, the progression of music. And nowadays music progresses very fast and it goes on to the next thing. And that's why we have all these subgenres on top of subgenres and all this. And pushing the envelope is what is needed nowadays, when back in these times everything was more, and especially, where the area is from, everything is more of like, come from a thing of tradition, and uh you know, doing something that seems against that tradition, may seem counterproductive to some, when really they were the ones that kept this genre alive. There are whole genres of music that have faded away into obscurity that, there's whole generations will never even know that these, types of music existed. And, and it's people like this that, and Paco and, people that we still have today playing, flamenco and their own brand of it, even, and it's just, we, it's easy to forget that, you know, it wasn't as easy in their time when they were pushing the envelope as it is today. And it's, I really wish we could just freeze people on time and then bring them into this time. And then, because we have so many amazing players, and there are so many amazing guitarists. But, it's like the more and more I learn about flamenco, the more and more I learn that it really has set the stage for a lot of styles, and a lot of things branched off of it. And it's definitely made a lot of careers, and rightfully so. I've seen this genre performed vocally. Even the percussion to it is insane. The piano part, the bass, the clapping, the clapping. Just the clapping alone is impressive. I mean, how many genres of music do you know that somebody talks about how awesome the clapping was? Go ahead, name one. I'll read it in the comments. Write one down. Let me know. But what, "We Will Rock You" by Queen, that doesn't count. But it does make people clap. That is a song that you have to. It's like the rule, here in America anyway. It really is. It's one of them songs, and that's why it's been put with "We Are the Champions," is because it's been like synonymous with sports and stuff like that. But yeah, I really I just this is an artist that, I think maybe he was underappreciated in his time and maybe more appreciated afterwards. I don't know the exact chain of events that took place, but I do know that he did succumb, to the evils of this world, and probably deserved a lot more help than he was gotten. And this is also a time where musicians were really being taken advantage of. They they weren't making as much money as their managers or their producers, or the people around them were making more money from their music than they were. They of course got to live lavishly and stuff like that, but at the end of the day it was like, when it was all gone, there was nothing to show for it. And that happened to a lot of stars and a lot of people, just like this. And that is the sad truth, that and we still live in these times today where this happens to artists of all kinds every day. I mean, every year it seems we hear about a star or somebody that's taken away from us. And it, it it's got something to do with some type of substance abuse that led them to either ending themselves, or whatever. And I really, I'm glad that I know of this person. This is going to be one of them things that I keep watching in awe and then slowing down to try to see some of the, and that's why I like when they shoot down the neck, because you can really see what they're doing. As a guitarist, it's kind of like the money shot, you know, but it really, and that's why like guitar cams have become such a cool thing, because it's really neat to be, to watch what, it's like, look at this person's hands, just they don't stop moving. You know what I mean? Constantly. And then some of them even sing on top of doing all of this, and it all makes sense. And yeah, I don't know. People talk about, there being superhuman people. It's like, I don't think we talk enough about the superhuman abilities in music. I mean, come on. You want to find superhuman abilities, look no further than in the music world and some of these people that are playing. And you can look at some playlists that we put together here. If that's what you're into, finding new music, stuff that you never knew you needed in your life, I guarantee we have music that you've never heard here. We have music from all genres, all around the world, all different regions, all different subgenres of genres of genres. Playlists of bands that we never knew existed and was so happy to be learning more about. And that's what these playlists are about. They're about having a discussion, about having, and making sure more people are, this stuff can't be forgotten. These people cannot be forgotten. And I think it's, our job as fans and of this stuff, to make sure that other people see it. Right now it's a turbulent time in music. It's hard for even, big acts to make money. They're having to find other means to do that. So this is where, we help shine a light on that and make sure more eyes see these people quicker. If anybody's ever asking, what's the point of a reaction channel? I sit and watch some person react. Yeah. Have you seen this person before? Have you ever heard of them? If you have, then move along. But I guarantee you take a look around the channel, you're going to find some people that you haven't. So if that's what you're into, like, comment, subscribe, please. Please suggest an artist, musician, guitar player, whatever. I don't care what they play. If you think that they're amazing and we should be talking about them, I think we should too. So definitely, and I got more independent acts I want to show you, as well as just people that I don't think they might be popular in their region, but they need to be more popular here in the States and in other regions as well. Not just restricted to their region. And it's great that they are, they got fame and everything in that area, but I think some of them really deserve to, because also that's what inspires the artists of tomorrow, is finding these artists of yesteryear. So yeah, let me know what you think. Have you ever heard of Nino? And this piece is just, oh my, it's it's overwhelming. It's a bit too much to take in. It's like it takes a few viewings to really, wow, because it just hits you with so many notes, and it's like, wow. And like we got, heavy metals and stuff that, put a lot of, progressive metals and stuff that put a lot of notes, but this even puts that to shame. You know, it's like, show me some of the most progressive, awesome bands, and I know a few of them out there. Petrucci fans, or however you say his name, awesome guitarist, but still, I don't even think he would be if these people weren't. So yeah. Hope everybody out there's having a great day. Hope it's going as good as it possibly can be. Sorry for rambling your ear off about this guy so much, but I think people really, need to, share music more and tell other people. You don't have to share this video. Share the link that I put down here to the video that I use to show you, to show somebody else. And, I hope that if, just one of you out there learned about this artist, or if just somebody, one person gets influenced by, this person's playing, job well done as far as I'm concerned. So everybody out there, keep suggesting awesome musics. I I got a ton of it. It's like trying to, tread water and drowning. So please bear with me, but yeah. We're definitely, this is a genre I highly suggest looking into. We have a whole playlist of it. We have a whole playlist of Paco de Lucia as well, so you can get to know him. And eventually we'll have a whole playlist of him, Nino, as well as I'm putting together a whole playlist of just phenomenal guitarists from all around the world. So I think that'll be a cool thing for everybody to see, because if you appreciate this guy, then check out some of these other guitarists we have here on the channel that, wow, people from Indonesia, from, just, yeah, just, places that yeah, you wouldn't think of, but churning out awesome stuff. So, yeah. Have a great day out there, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. Go check out Nino.